Kevin O'Leary, who calls himself Mr. Wonderful on the TV program Shark Tank, has a lot of money and knows a lot about money. And he said debt is evil. And if you plan on being financially free, then you need to be out of debt by the age of 45. So how are you doing? Do you have any debt? Credit cards, student loans, mortgages, car loans, personal loans? If you're like the average American, you're probably, despite your best intentions, digging yourself deeper into a hole each year. Well, I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm actually here to encourage you to take on more debt. I want you to go deeper into debt. But the debt I'm talking about is not financial debt. It's the debt of love. Paul says this in Romans 13. Don't run up debts except for the huge debt of love you owe each other. He says, owe nothing to anyone except your obligation to love one another. Let love be your only debt. Why? Because when you love others, you complete what the law has been after all along. If you love others, you will fulfill the requirements of God's law. If you love others, you have done all that God's law demands. You see, love is the principle that we're never ever going to be able to pay off. There will never be a time when you can say, well, okay, I guess now I've loved my neighbor enough. I guess I've loved the members of my church enough now. I guess I've loved the poor and the homeless enough. I guess I've now loved my family enough. I'm going to take a break from love. No more love from me for a while. I've paid off my love debt. No. The message is, when it comes to our lives as believers, then it's all about love. Love for God and love for other people. Love is the fulfilling of God's law. Jesus told us to even love our enemies, to show the kind of love that forgives rather than retaliates, the kind of love that promotes peace instead of conflict. So here's what it comes down to. When your boss treats you unfairly, show her love. When your friend gets the scholarship you thought you deserved, show him love. When your neighbor's dog is doing his business on your lawn, show some love. Those people you simply don't like, love them. Those annoying Donald Trump supporters, those annoying Joe Biden supporters, show them love. When you have problems with a child or a family member, show them love. Unconditional, willful, sacrificial, Christ-like love. You see, the life of love debt is about choosing the more difficult path. It's easier for us to be served than it is to serve. It's easier for us to take than it is to give. It's easier for us to think about ourselves first than it is to think about others. It's easier for us to be angry and resentful than it is to show grace and forgiveness. Serving is the harder path. Giving is the harder path. Being unselfish is the harder path. Forgiving is the harder path. The path of love is always more difficult. But that's what Jesus wants for us. He wants us to show more love. Paul tells us we have a huge debt of love we owe each other. So let's take on more and more debt. Let's get deeper into the debt of love, of showing God's love. If we can do that, our families, our neighborhoods, our churches, our communities, our towns and cities, our country, and this world are going to be better places.